Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids doing a tabletop review of two knives from LA Police Gear. Over the past handful of years, probably year and a half I would say, they've put out a bunch of different folding knives. Some of them look pretty cool, but these two definitely jumped out to me. They contacted me and said, hey, do you want to check them out? And yeah, I'm excited about these knives as far as a kind of a small to medium size and definitely a larger size everyday carry knife. Let's talk about this one first. This is the Phantom stainless knife. When you look at it, you might think to yourself, hey, that has the look of kind of a Kershaw Leek, which I agree with you. Similar overall style, but a different blade style. And then it's definitely going to have a stronger tip. Not doing a lot of prying with this, but it will be stronger than the Leek as far as that tip. That Kershaw Leek tip is very, very thin. I usually get a knife in stainless and stainless with no serrations, but I just did the complete opposite to mix it up. So you can get it in stainless and stainless, or stainless and satin with no serrations. I got it in black with black and the partial serrations just to change things up a bit. Black spacer here in the back. They actually, on their website, they call it a liner lock, but it's a frame lock instead of the liner lock. Folds up nicely. It is assisted opening. So you've got that little flipper there, which becomes your finger guard. There's also thumb studs on both sides, so you can deploy it that way as well. Tip down is going to be your only option for carry. Do you have a little lanyard hole back there? And they don't give a weight on the website, but it is definitely lightweight. This one is definitely going to be, a heavier weight knife, obviously, because it's bigger. But if you're looking for a small to medium sized knife, this is definitely one. I'd encourage you to check out for 20 bucks. Very, very reasonable as far as the knife. You can see when we fold this up here, as far as how deep it's going to go in your pocket. Nice deep carry on the clip there. Yeah, and simple, but I think really attractive. Now you get on their website, lapolicegear.com, and I usually just go to their brands section, then click on LA Police Gear, then look around at their different gear. You can find this over there, and of course I'll put links down below. But yeah, you can see it in the satin or the stainless with the satin as well, so you can kind of mix it up to bring it depending on what you're interested in. I'll move this knife out of the way real quick just to show you. Here's what it looks like actually in my hand. Tiny bit of jimping right there, which my thumb can't really even feel. So maybe give a tiny bit of traction, but not a whole lot. Which for me, with an everyday carry knife this small, I don't need a whole lot of control. I'm not going to be hacking at things. I'm not going to be doing carving of wood. This is definitely going to be just a general kind of everyday carry utility knife for me. A little bit of jimping actually under there, underneath the, where your finger is going to rest. And that's on the back side of the flipper, so you can get a little bit more control of it. So that's the first one. Again, the Phantom stainless pocket knife is going to run you $20. Next up here we have the LA Police Gear TBFK folding knife, and it comes in S35VN for your steel. Now, the thing that is interesting, as soon as I saw that it was S35VN, I was intrigued, and it only cost 50 bucks. So immediately I contacted them and said, hey guys, people are definitely going to ask, how do you get the cost so low for S35VN? And they're basically just going directly to the manufacturer who's putting it together, and so they're able to cut a lot of costs in that way. So S35VN, if you don't know, there are always higher and higher levels you can go with steel, but I would definitely call it a higher grade steel. So, not assisted, but you do have the thumb studs, you do have the flipper. I found that the flipper is definitely the best way to open it. The thumb studs I do find a little bit challenging because I find the flipper bumping into my hand. Not a huge deal. You can learn to kind of work around it, but the flipper is definitely the easiest way to open up the knife. Let me just show you with the flipper one time. A little flick of the wrist. Let me try it without just to see if I can get that to, yeah. So not really. I think I flicked the wrist a little bit there. Let me just lock it in. Ready? Yeah. There's enough weight in the blade that when it swings out, using the flipper, it's going to be just fine. That flipper becomes a little bit of a thumb guard, a little jimping on the top. Like I said, dual thumb studs there. Let's see, what can I tell you about it? They call it another low profile pocket clip, which you can see here. Yeah, that's going to rest really deep in your pocket, which is nice. Only option is going to be right-handed tip down carry. You do have a lanyard hole there at the bottom. One thing I always check to see is if the blade is actually bumping into the lanyard hole, because obviously if you put a piece of paracord through there, it's going to rip up the paracord. This doesn't, so that'll work totally fine. Some of your details: overall length 8 inches, your folded length 4.5 inches, your blade length 3 3/8 of an inch, and your blade thickness is 3 millimeters. It's got a ball bearing opening mechanism. The black G10 handles are what you can see. I've got it in the black G10 with a satin finish. You could also get it with a stonewash finish as well. So yeah, I mean, here's the main thing I'll say about this one. It's definitely a bigger knife. I would definitely use this one more aggressively than the Phantom knife. The one thing that I think they could do is, because it is a liner lock, I would just pop that liner, or basically bring that liner down a little bit. It sticks out a little too much for me. You're going to have very good control, especially if you have gloves on, because you've got semi-aggressive, I would call it medium or mild jimping maybe even, on the liner. But if you're using this for quite a while, that's going to dig into your hands. I'll just squeeze it a little bit here. See if we can. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell. I can see it right there now, but you can probably see it actually on camera too. A couple little bumps there. So if they basically brought that liner down a little bit, that would be much better. But the G10 is very nice. Yeah, I just think that's really, really cool looking. And again, I think the biggest win for this one is S35VN steel for $50. That's quite a good deal for such a nice deal. It's going to keep an edge for a long time. And yeah, I think it's a handsome blade overall. It does say S35VN on the backside here, and then also says China as well. So both these knives are made in China. For some people, that's going to be like a make or break thing. But, you know, for me, I wanted to at least check them out and test them out for a while to see what I think of them. So there you have it, a quick tabletop review. The TBFK in S35VN on the bottom, 440C up here on the top for the Phantom. $50 and $20, and I'm going to roll these into my everyday carry system, and in my next everyday carry pocket dump I'll tell you what I think about them as I have a chance to use them. So overall, cool knives, smaller, definitely a larger, and yeah, I just, you know, like I said, they offered me a chance to check these out, and the other knives I've seen from them, the folding knives, I've been like mildly intrigued, but these ones definitely got my attention. So check back when I do my next everyday carry pocket dump video, and I'll give you more details on what I think about these knives. Thanks for checking out the videos. As always, links down below to all these items, and definitely support LA Police Gear. They've been a really good company for me, and I know a lot of people who've worked with them and have gotten gear from them have been really happy. So support LA Police Gear, their website, lapolicegear.com. More videos coming soon. Stay tuned. Take care.